As I think back on our accomplishments over the past 3 decades, I think the best way to explain to you how far we've come from our modest first attempts to an international movement is to show you the sequence of the books that we've written together. This is the first one that started us on this adventure, written with Carol Coleman, that set us on the road to looking at differences between men and women beyond just their hearts. It took another decade until the publishing industry picked up on gender medicine, and I was asked to write a marvelous compendium of all the things we had discovered in the last 10 years. And it was the first book ever to summarize for the public all the differences between men and women. My colleague Marek Glazerman and I helped found the International Society for Gender-Specific Medicine and wrote its history as a complement to the efforts of people throughout the entire world. We have colleagues in Western Europe, South America, Asia, and the Far East, all of whom have helped establish this discipline in medical schools and in training programs for young doctors and investigators. You will be hearing personally from some of our most important collaborators, Marek Glazerman and Dov Feldberg, who are our important allies in Israel, Ingrid Persky, who has started a foundation for men's health in Central America, and also from our newest collaborator, Giuseppe Caracciolo, who is the director of the Menarini Foundation, with whom we have probably our most exciting international project to date, which is a seminar to discuss the mechanisms of how our very genes are expressed differently in men and women through the new science of epigenetics. It is certainly the crowning achievement, I think, of our international ties, and all of us will work together to make that a groundbreaking event.
I had the great privilege and honor to take part in the international development of gender and sex conscious medicine, which is actually a further step in improving the quality of medicine for men and women alike. 12 years ago, it was 2008, and I came across a book, Eve's Rib. I didn't know the author, I must admit, at that time. And I read this book, and it was like, wow, it's just impossible that whatever is written there could be real. So I looked her up, and she speaks about the differences between men and women beyond what was actually something very obvious to all of us. I was not always aware that things are different, could be different with men and women in other bodiless systems, and that's what Marion spoke about in her book. So I dug deeper and deeper, and whatever I found about this topic was just amazing, mind-blowing actually. So the next thing I knew, I went on a congress. This was the 3rd Congress of the International Society of Gender Medicine. I met Marion there, was fascinated by her personality, and there on the spot we decided to start a Society of Gender Medicine in Israel. Now, at that time, total number of members of the International Society was less than 100. Following year, we had our foundation meeting of the Israel Society for Gender Medicine with about 350 participants. And that was the cradle of our society. And at the cradle was Marion, who tutored me, tutored us. She also gave a lecture at our university. Our society just took off. It was amazing how fast it became a society where we had the privilege to start teaching at our Tel Aviv University. Today, the International Society has close to 1,000 members, 9 countries, and it's no longer something which people dream about, no longer only a vision, it's something which is here to stay. And it is one of the very important revolutions in modern medicine. The very simple understanding that men and women are different in all their bodily systems. New textbooks are published and books for the general public are published. And it is an amazing experience to be a part of this development. And wherever I can help and be of assistance and be helped and receive assistance to continue this revolution of gender and sex conscious medicine, I'll be there, drawing my enthusiasm for Marion.
I remember our first meeting in our country 11 years ago that was organized by Mari Glazerman and myself. With help of friends, scientists and patients, vision and enormous production of scientific publications, textbooks, and organization of so many scientific meetings, this specific and fascinating field of medicine was introduced into this world. It cannot be stopped and it should continue. And it's not so easy in this very difficult time of Corona pandemic. So I hope that nevertheless, we'll be able to help Dr. Legato to raise the funds and to continue a fantastic activity of our foundation for science and for the people all over the world.
Many different areas are impacted by the differences in gender. Therefore, it's very important to apply gender-specific medicine in all the different fields of medicine in order to get a better understanding of the different diseases and in order to be able to cure well our patients and to promote science and research around the world, targeting the correct targets and having the possibility to tailor the therapies in the different diseases. Unfortunately, still nowadays, gender-specific medicine is not well applied in all the different areas. Therefore, for instance, we have underrepresentation of female in clinical trials. Because of this, we have differences in the pharmacology, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics. Therefore, in drug development, for instance, if we could apply gender-specific medicine, we should be able to get a tailored drug for each gender, which may help to cure the different diseases. And this will be a fantastic goal to reach. And through the help of Professor Legato, her team, and all the researchers that are working in this important area, we will be able to reach this great target. It's a great pleasure that we have been working and collaborating together with Professor Legato, and we are planning new exciting research projects. We have done educational courses and events in Italy and also outside from Italy. And with everyone's support, we will be able to move forward with research in this important area of medicine, and gender-specific medicine will be able to carry on all the studies and all the research achievements in this field.
The Foundation for Gender-Specific Medicine, under the leadership of my dear friend, mentor, and role model, Dr. Marianne Legato, understood well ahead of time the importance of gender genomic medicine translated into precision and personalized medicine. I met her in our quest to gather support for our cause, advocate for men's health and rights, but she was already there with an understanding that there is an important difference in the way diseases behave between men and women. Today, she's one of our most beloved and important supporters. We are so honored and thrilled to have her. We congratulate Dr. Legato and pledge that she keeps on receiving the support she needs from benefactors and institutions to continue the outstanding and invaluable work they do.
When I began this research, all the literature reported results and data on men. Now, even the NIH has ordered that all new investigators and investigative projects have to include the variable of sex in the subjects that they're studying, even on the level of the single cell. So the international community has welded together a confederation of dedicated scientists and even the public to support the notion that gender-specific medicine is no longer a wild idea in the mind of a few forward thinkers, but in fact is profoundly important as an ingredient for all scientific study and treatment of patients. As our adventure together continues, we are going to expand our impact, hopefully, beyond the United States and into the international community, reaching out with new grants for investigators throughout the world.